everybody and welcome back to the channel, and if you're here for the very first time, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you. I'm Jane and my husband Mike is behind the camera. We're British, early retirees, we have no debt, we've paid off the mortgage and we live a thrifty, frugal and money-saving life here in Brittany in northwest France. And every Sunday we share with you an aspect of our private life. Now I've kind of got a sort of a theme going at the moment on the channel about stock building and about sort of like having a built pantry and how I shop. If you saw our video on Wednesday, you'll know that I responded to a viewer who contacted me who had an extremely low budget and wanted help to build a pantry of food, a supply of food to last them the month so they didn't end up the month without enough food to eat. And what I'm sharing with you this Sunday are things that I buy at the beginning of the month to build our supply to keep us going throughout the entire month. Now you're seeing this video today, which is Sunday, but we shopped and we made the video on Wednesday, which is obviously not November, the beginning of the month. And we purposely brought the shop forward because in France, Friday is a massive national holiday, everything's shut, called Toussaint, All Saints Day, preceded by All Hallows Eve. So what the French will do is they will take an extra faire le pont and they will usually have Thursday off, massive shopping day for the big holiday coming the next day. So we went on the Wednesday to beat the rush. And we also went on the Wednesday because that's when our local stores have their best deals. So, but this is actually the beginning of November's budget. And what we do at the beginning of the month is that we do the big part of the shop. I have €300 a month for the supermarket, all food, all drink, coffee, tea, drinks, all toiletries, cleaning products, laundry products, bathroom tissue, everything. And that's a bit lower than average at the moment because I am extremely well stocked on things like toiletries, cleaning products, laundry products, bathroom tissue. I'm okay at the moment. So you're just going to see today things that I need and will need in the future, things that were either on sale or I think they're a good thing to put away. I really hope that you'll enjoy the video. I hope it gives you some ideas of what to do when you have your payday. Whether you get paid fortnightly or you get paid monthly or you receive a pension or you draw down your pension monthly or however you do that, and how you build up that supply of food in your pantry. Is pet food. We have two little dogs. They have their own very big budget of €60 a month for dog food. We are going to adjust that because we tend to buy their, I think it's called kibble. It's like dried little meat biscuity things, and we buy that in a specialist pet shop and it's really quite good quality stuff. And how much is that whole bag, Mike, when we buy that? It's
about €25.
€25 a month for that?
For a month.
It's okay.
That's a salmon-based one.
So it's a fish-based, salmon-based one. So we buy that a month for €25 and then we would get through, I would say, 2 packs of those normally. So we'll adjust that budget, won't we? It's a bit generous. We'll change that. Okay. So you can see I've got a lot of dog food here at the moment because my supermarket was doing 34% off pet food today. So I've got a large pack of, this is pouches.
There's pouches in sauce and there's 24.
Oh, nice, so 24. So I've got 24 in those. And we worked out that's 3 months wet food for them. These are their little dog treat things, teeny tiny because they're teeny tiny dogs. And these are their little dog's biscuits. And they're such small dogs, they only get half a biscuit each. So that would have been $27.84. But because it was on offer today, it was $18.37, and that's pretty much stocked up with treats and dog's meat and gravy for 3 months, and that is something that I do, and a good stock up. And then I will adjust their budget because I will take this part out of the budget for the next 2 months. So it's 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. And it just helps stretch the budget. So when things are on sale, I stock up. Okay, let's talk about buying cheese and cheese in bulk. If you buy a firm cheese like a cheddar or an Emmental, you can freeze them. They will last a month. If you buy the hard Italian cheeses and it's grated like this, I buy it like this because it is cheaper buying it like this than a block. You can freeze it. If you buy grated cheese, and our grated cheese is only cheese. That's all it is. These freeze. So on payday, I am stocking up this month on cheese. I don't buy this much cheese every single month. But there's something that I can do each month is I can stock up. So this month, blocks of cheese in my supermarket were 34% off. So I bought this one. It's a bit mild for us, but it's okay. It says fruity. It's not very strong at all, but it's all right.
It's very pleasant cheese.
It's very pleasant cheese. Yeah. So $2.80 for the Emmental. And then I got 3 blocks of cheddar, and those were $2.51 each. This is posh cheese. Mike, this is not for you nibbling when you want cheese.
No, it's not nibbling cheese.
This is I need something really lovely in a recipe cheese. So these will all get frozen. The Roquefort is a blue cheese, and obviously some people in some countries don't eat that. But I've checked the date on it. It's good until January
next year. So
that's just going to go in the fridge. So that's something that you could, if you wanted to as well, stock up on. That will last us. The cheese that you can see there is 2 months cheese. 2 months cheese. The next thing I stock up on are cold meats. And you can see here I've bought good ham. I paid $4.70 for that, for 10 slices. This is like reconstituted ham, and that's made of pork shoulder, and that was $1.84. I checked the dates on it, so this will last me 2 weeks and 2 weeks. Now, the one with the least water in it is this one. So this one can freeze. So we'll eat this one first, we will eat this one second, and this one third. This one has got a long date on it, so that's a bit like salami, and that will last us. So that gives us then ham that we'll eat within 7 days, and then we can take that one out, another 7 days of ham, and that one. So, but once it's gone, it's gone. But you can get ham, but do check on the water content on it, because it's not, but the water is, it's okay, don't forget. We've got water in us. People go, oh, there's water in the meat. We've got water in us. If you took us and wrung us out, we've got water in us. The next thing is something that anyone can stock up on, is things like bacon. Now, we have lovely bacon in France, and then they chop it up into little bits.
It's a terrible thing.
It's a terrible thing.
Luckily, it's delicious.
It is delicious. So, if I make bolognese, this is the trick. You need much less beef, which is expensive, because I add in lardons. I won't tell you the individual prices, but that's just a nice little amount, just under 200 grams. And so you can take that. So you can take bacon, stick it in the freezer for the month, or in the fridge, if you've got a fridge. That will last until the beginning of December. So it could, if you limited the freezer space, stick it in the fridge. Bacon lasts a long time. The next thing I do is, if any meat is on offer, I stock up on this. This is what I would call pork mince, ground pork. And it is spiced, and it is seasoned, and it's got garlic in it as well. This works out $5.99 a kilo, or that would be $3 a pound. And this works out at $2.39 a pack, and that's 400 grams in there. I think Americans, that's the nearest thing that you would call that to Italian sausage, something that you would put in lasagna or bolognese. And we use that here. I might make a sausage roll plat or sausage rolls. which is something that we particularly like.
They're delicious.
They are delicious.
Yes.
So those are a good thing. So again, just like with pet food was on offer, this was on offer. So this is going to go away in the freezer for quite a while. Now here, chicken is ridiculously expensive here at the moment. The brochure, the sale said there should have been chicken in there for $7.99 a kilo, skinless, boneless breast. It just wasn't there. The skinless, boneless breast that was there today was all around €9–10 a kilo. So this is chicken thighs. And I have a husband who absolutely detests meat on the bone. He doesn't like the skin. But what I'll do with this is I will just skin it before I cook it and then pull the bone out afterwards. So I will take this, and we have 2 each, and I'll put this into freezer bags into portion sizes. So that lot there worked out €4 a kilo, $7.99. It's not cheap, but it was the best price that I can get. Now with many things, it's cheaper if you buy it in a big bag. Now only Mike eats these. So what I'll do with these, and he will eat 2 at a time, like an evening meal with cheese and ham in them, and make them into a toasty, fold them up, makes them into toasty. So what I will do with these is I will open this, I fold them, and they are okay when I fold them, and I will put 2 into each bag and freeze them. So that's something that any of us can do, is to separate and freeze. And next thing I'm going to talk about under here are the cucumbers, which may or may not surprise you, that I can make these cucumbers last 2 weeks. Now in the bottom of my crisper drawer, I can make sure it's very clean and it's very dry, the salad drawer at the bottom, and I line it with kitchen paper, and I will put these in. I will sometimes wrap each one in kitchen paper so they don't touch each other, and those will last me 2 weeks. And I have bought 3, because I wrote down how much they were today, with the little app. They were 67 cents each. Now the next one I want to talk to you about is eggs. So I've got 20 eggs here, and we will get through them quite quickly. But the date on these are till the 14th of the month, which is November. And ours are shelf stable, ours do not need refrigerating, and they will just sit on the side. But I will promise you that I will be able to get another week of them after that. We will eat these within 2 weeks. I like to eat a couple of boiled eggs with some salad for an evening meal, but they will last longer than that. The next one that I stock up on, now I've been using butter for making pastry, but it's just too expensive. So I've switched back to a vegetable solid butter, and that's $1.27 each. And I'll be batch making quite a lot of gluten-free pastry. Something else that I stock up on obviously is pasta. This is the little pasta that goes in soup. What I do is I will make vegetable soup. I will then pull out the amount of soup that I want and put it in a saucepan, or the amount of soup Mike wants and put it in a saucepan. I will pop in some of the tiny pasta here and cook it for 4 minutes. And that I eat less carbs than Mike does. So he'll have pasta in his. The next thing that I've stocked up on here is oats. I have a super duper blender that will blend this up into oat flour. I then add 50% oat flour to 50% of the gluten-free flour that I buy, and it stretches out the flour. Okay, something that I've bought for the pantry this month is whole grain mustard. That was about $1.60. That was supposed to be on offer. It wasn't, but it's a good thing to, if you've got some spare money, pop away mustard, ketchup, some sort of condiment. I bought another antiperspirant, good thing to put away. My local Lidl store does a tomato and vegetable pasta sauce, and at 97, it's really reasonable. A tin of tomatoes here is 85 cents. So 97, and it's already got vegetables in it. It could be something we just have with pasta and cheese as a meal. Good thing to put away. The next one is bread. We all just stock up on bread. Mike, this bread's pretty good actually. Mike will freeze it and then he'll just take out 2 or 3 pieces that he wants, frozen.
A couple of slices at a time. It's like a magic trick.
It is, isn't it? So bread at the beginning of the month is a great thing to bulk out your freezer, and your freezer is more effective if it's full. The next one I bought this month, and I buy them, how many of these a year? Every 3 months. So
something like that. Yeah. They last really well.
Really long time.
Good for messes and cleaning.
Good for messes and cleaning is I've got a kitchen roll. That's a good thing to stock up at the beginning of the month. I know what you're all going to say. You use your granny's old knickers. You use your husband's wide fronts. You don't be buying tissues.
We use that too.
We also use rags, but we do use this. For example, in the bottom of the fridge.
Yes.
Wrapping things up. It keeps things from touching each other and going off. The next one is a really good thing to stock up on, as I've got here a box of cereals. I've got a box of cornflakes. I use these crushed up instead of breadcrumbs because I can't eat wheat. I mean, some people who are completely intolerant can't eat this because it's got an extract of malt in it and they can't eat that. But extract of malt, yeah, they can't eat that. But I can. It's obviously good, but I grind that up. The next thing that I've got here, which is going to go away, I don't drink wine, but I do use it in cooking. And when it comes to wine, any old wine will do for me for cooking. See,
cooking quality, isn't it?
Cooking quality. Also cleans drains and
windows. Because we're in France, it's less than €2 a bottle.
Yeah, it's because it's cheap. You know, everyone's going to say it's not cheap where I live, and I understand that. Wine is very cheap here, and it's great for cooking. So that's something I put away. Something else which is a weird one and personal to me that I keep away is a bottle of lemonade. I've always got a spare bottle of lemonade. I had a migraine last week for 4 days and all I could stomach to drink at all was lemonade. I couldn't have tea, I couldn't have coffee, even water. The water tasted weird when I was drinking it. So that's something that I stash away. Back to the pasta. $1.39. Pasta's got really expensive, hasn't it? So what we do with pasta is, I will have gluten-free pasta, but I struggle to find gluten-free lasagna here in France. So what I do when I make a lasagna is I will make a lasagna for Mike and I will make a pasta bake for me. So I will get the meat sauce and I will put my fusilli gluten-free pasta in it. And then I will put the cheese sauce on top with usually some breadcrumbs on the top of it to make it crispy. But he will have the lasagna. And it's a good thing on payday, stock up on things like the lasagna, the pastas, and anything else that you need. If you're wondering where the vegetables are, I had a 20% off coupon for another supermarket called Super U, and I whipped up there and got my vegetables, and I won't give you the total of this. But you can see here, that's it, Mike, what I do with my vegetables to last for ages. So things like the broccoli gets eaten first. You scoot down a bit, Mike, to see there at the back. Things like the cauliflower and the cabbage last longer, the white cabbage. And then in here, things like the carrots last longer. And what I would do to make things last is I use up, there's tomatoes in here. Open it, tomatoes in here.
They're lovely tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is if you can keep it in paper, not plastic, it does tend to last longer. So I use up, so I've got, for example here, I've got mushrooms, cauliflower I'm currently using. But what I will do is I use it in order of the things, as I cook it, in order of things that will go, that need using first. So the vegetables I bought a couple of days ago, I've written all that in my budget book, so I won't give you the total for that today. But I will give you the total for all the food that you saw today. So that was $94.28. So you can see from what I've got now that I don't really have to do much more shopping for a few days. I've already got lots of meat stocked away. I've got lots of dry goods stocked away. If you want me to do a dry goods, go through my pantry cupboards with you, because I don't have like a basement or anything like that. I have just 2 wardrobe size cupboards in my kitchen that I keep it in. If you'd like me to do a pantry cupboard tour.
That's the thing.
Pantry cupboard tour, is that what they call it? Let me know in a comment below and I will do that for you next week. So I'll talk about things that I always have on hand that I've built up a stock of. I hope the videos are helpful today, of things that I buy, how I make it last a month, the order in which we eat it, how I stretch out the budget. Like I can't tolerate wheat, I can't tolerate it at all. And how I stretch out things like gluten-free flour, and I have to buy less gluten-free bread, and how I make do with things like if chicken breasts are too expensive and what I make do with. I hope you found that interesting. I hope you found that helpful. Go on, if you did, love it if you'd hit the thumbs up button. Love it if you leave us a comment. I want to know, if you've got payday coming up or you have a payday, what do you do? Do you have a big shop, like once a month, where you go and get the deals, where you go and get all the pet food, or you fill up your dry goods, or you go and get all of your meat? Let me know what you do, because I know you all love to read the comments too. And anything that we can do wherever we are in the world to share ways of building a pantry, building a food supply, as affordably as each of us can, is really helpful. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye for now.